you. Good to see you. And I am glad Deanna did a good job yesterday taking over, broke down framework very well. So we can have something to talk about today. That's for sure. She is under the weather. She is under the weather. So she's got a camera. She'll have it off today, but she'll have it on at the 11 o'clock or 10:30, the thing that we do. So she's under the weather. We was out in trees and stuff doing videos, and it must have, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it must have triggered. She was under the weather yesterday too, but she put on a good front for y'all because we don't let people see us weak. You understand? Things like that. Nevertheless, framework. What does that mean? So I think Deanna told you all yesterday that I got it written down here. The framework for the metaverse. The framework for the metaverse is to create a millionaire. What is the framework? Well, that's the step-by-step walking from one person, worst position or either wherever they start to becoming a millionaire. And what did I have to go through? So that's what our framework is. But what exactly is framework? Well, think of it as an invisible world that you put around people wherever they are. And this invisible world has the greatest salesperson, the greatest marketer, the greatest coach, the greatest mentor, just that assistance, like that greatest assistance possible. Think about that. And then you move each step of the way from wherever they are to wherever they're going next. And this helps them get to where they want to be. That's simple. So I'm going to say that one more time. And that is the basis of our foundation. And it's also our shield, the slowest I'm going to go. Because after that, you're going to hear my cadence pick up. And after that, I'm going to go much, much faster. Framework is this invisible world you place around the prospect or your customer, okay? You place around your prospect or your customer. I'm gonna have somebody introduce themselves in a second. But if you place around your product, your customer, your system, because I want to walk you to a different place. For instance, I just came in here this morning. This is the office. I say, Grace, I want you to go to Tahiti. Grace, do you currently know the geographical location, longitude and latitude of Tahiti?
No, sir.
Outstanding. So Grace got some questions, don't she? If she don't know where it's at, how the hell is she gonna get there? All right. So do you even know what continent it's on, Grace?
No, sir.
This is getting better and better by the moment, Frida. This is getting better and better. So here's Grace. She's sitting in her chair in Galveston, Texas. Now, what I have to do in order to make sure she gets to Tahiti is I have to put a framework around her that gets her there from Galveston, Texas to Tahiti. The reason I said I have to put that framework around her, because here's the last thing you want. Last thing you want is someone getting into your business. Grace, please tell us the first few things you have to do to get to Tahiti. Just right now, just real talk.
Well, to get to Tahiti, if I don't know where it is, I got to look it up to see where I'm going. Okay, then.
That's step one. If I can have somebody, let's see. Okay, I'll do it. Because Deanna's sick. One is look it up. I ain't gonna put one. I'm gonna say look it up. Keep going.
Okay. So after I find where Tahiti is, then I go to one of the airline sites, or most likely I'm going to Intercontinental Airport, because it's out of the country. So I can get a ticket to go there, because I can't drive there because it's out of the country. Okay, so after I get my ticket, before the ticket, I figure out how long I'm going to be there, right? Get my ticket, find out what the weather's going to be like for how long I'm there. So I pack appropriately,
Do you have your passport?
Thank you so much, Miss Frida. Make sure I got the passport is updated. If I have one, make sure it's updated. If I don't have one, I can't go nowhere until I get this passport. Thank you so much, Miss
What
Frida.
about a visa? Do you need a visa?
Oh,
Where are you
okay.
getting the money to pay for all this? That's what I want to know.
That's it.
Other
Y'all
people
better
money.
help. Y'all better help.
Okay, now here's the deal. She skipped like 50 steps because that's what we do. And that's not to say she did anything wrong. We just, we don't, we do stuff so often, we don't know how to teach it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. You don't say, hey, 5-year-old, you got to get on the plane. Bush Intercontinental. That's like 20 steps in itself. First off, 5-year-old going to say, what's Bush Intercontinental?
Yes.
And then you're going to say, oh, well, that's the international airport in Houston. Well, why you didn't just say go to the airport? Oh, well, Houston has 2 major airports. Oh, well, what's the other one?
Hobby.
Well, Hobby Hobby Airport. But why can't I just go out of Hobby? It's closer. Well, and then you got to explain. Keep going. And then you go, what's the visa? And all this stuff. So there's really like 100 steps in this thing. Here's the point. Why are you making your customer do all them steps? There's your point. I'm not telling you your customer won't take all those steps, but your customer says, this ain't the business for me if they got to do all them steps themselves. They feel undervalued. They feel like another number. See, you get it? That's important. That's extremely important. They feel like, oh, they don't care about me to do this, to ask this. Because they're not, your customer's not saying, give me a handout. They just saying, can I get some help? I'm confused. How many of y'all, you play video games? I know Dan plays video games because we're going to talk about that in a second, right? We play video games, and this is the truth. You get on the video game and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. Because it's a brand new world. You have no idea what to do. So the good video games, they have these tutorials and they disguise them. They disguise them now. They don't say tutorial no more. You like in Fallout, you walk through the vault and you start learning, pick up this and pick up well, it's because who wants to go through a tutorial? Tutorials are boring.
Antonio, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Does the person that they're going to Tahiti because you want them to go there, or is that their vision to go to Tahiti?
Even
and if
better.
they have to have the vision of wanting to go to Tahiti and why they want to go there and what their aspirations are in order to, because they might not really want to go to Tahiti.
I'm sure
they might just because they might just throwing that out there.
That's what I did. I just came up. That's a better example. I came up and I said, I should Grace go to Tahiti because Tahiti's my baby. This is my company. This is my baby. This is how y'all treat y'all company.
You got to specialize it to the person. You got to identify the person's wants and needs, and then
that's right. That's exactly
tailor it to where they want to go.
That's exactly why I keep
ask a question.
Y'all. You sure can. Go ahead.
I understand that you're going, but why?
Exactly. That's even better. You're enhancing the problem we got. Right? We're talking about framework. What y'all do is y'all start a business, and you say everybody gonna like my business. No, we're not. I don't want your necklace. And if I do, I don't want that gem, or I don't want. It's okay, you got an album, but I didn't want that song. You made that song. I don't even like this beat. I only like 2 songs on this album, to be honest with you. That's why I didn't buy it. I streamed it. It was safer that way. You get what I'm saying? Like real talk. Real talk. So we treat our companies like our babies, when in truth, our companies are not our babies. They're your customer baby. But you can't just stick your customer in there and be like, you're going to Tahiti. Because as Sandra just said, why? First off, I got stuff to do here. So why don't match right now? And then, like Anthony said, for what? That ain't where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? That's not where I want to go at all. I heard they got mosquitoes out there. Exactly. So you have to create this framework step by step. You understand?
Mhm.
Around people that walks them from step one to wherever you want them to go. Remember last week I had y'all ask the question, where are you going? Where is your company going? And then I had you ask another question, but where you want your customers to go in that? You understand? Where you want your customers to go in that, where you're going. It is not enough, Jerome, to build a company. Because if you build a company but don't know where you're going, you're gonna stay right in the middle class. If that, you probably more accurately, your company is gonna stay in your pocket and you're gonna always be funding your company instead of your customers funding your lifestyle.
Say that one more time.
If you don't know where you're going, your money, your job, your salary, your whatever is going to be funding your company, taking money out your pocket. And most of our businesses, don't lie, take money out your pocket. You know it. You got your little monthly check coming in every month, and you feeding it every month instead of the company feeding feeding itself. Because you haven't asked yourself, where am I going with this crypto? You say, well, I'm just teaching people. That's not okay. There's 50 steps in teaching people. Who are you teaching? And why are you teaching me crypto? I want to know that. Navy Federal can't stand crypto. My main accounts are at Navy Federal. In order to buy crypto, I got to transfer to PayPal just to get crypto. My accounts at Regions, they don't care. You understand? They don't. But just because you have a customer does not mean you're doing well by them. And most of you think, well, I got to treat the customer right. That's facts. If you're an a-hole, then you're going to get a-hole harvest, right? That's facts. That's 100% facts. But a big chunk of treating the customer right is having framework around them that does it for them. One of the worst things you can do, in especially like you play a video game and you don't come back for like 8 months, and it's like, I don't remember what buttons to push, like literally, because you got adjusted muscle memory to other buttons, and then you get back on. It's like, okay, you don't run with R2 on this game. You're running with square or something. You know, it's like you GTA 5, the run, and Fallout 76 are two different run methods.
Mhm.
And if you spend 6 months away, like I haven't played Red Dead Redemption in a year and some change. When I get there, I'm going to be confused. And tell me, what human being do you know that enjoys feeling stupid? I ain't never met one. Never. The reason, since half of y'all know you need to learn another language right now, you want to, you know you need to, you got the drive to do it. You just ain't got the drive to get past that first 6 months of feeling stupid. That's why you ain't doing it. You understand? That's why you ain't doing it. It's not that you lazy. No, that feeling stupid is just stronger than your desire to learn another language. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The feeling stupid is just stronger than your desire to learn another language. Real talk. So this framework has to be around your customer. In sales, when you think of sales funnels, you think of sales funnels as a perfect grace that's never asks for a day off, never has to use the restroom 24 hours a day, and just consistently walking the customer to the next level, answering all questions, and easing all fears, curving doubts. That's what Grace is doing the whole way through with that customer. That's a step in a sales funnel, each step of the way. But framework should be doing that too. It took me you're going to watch me build the metaverse framework, because the metaverse framework is to create a millionaire. But it took me like 3,000 steps. And I may be being modest. And the first steps are painful. They are, because the first steps all prove you stupid. And you're not going to like that. You're not going to like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first 3 steps for sure. And then I'm going to get somebody just mentioned me. So I want to learn those steps, please. Right now, sir, if you can just help me. I do understand. He ain't wasting no time. Frida, private message. If you can go ahead and take me through those steps, I'd appreciate you. I'm here to look stupid right now. I'm gonna run through the first 3 steps, and we got two guests. I don't know if Jasmine wants to talk. I remember you told me Jasmine was coming, and I've got Dan here as well, so we're gonna get him to talk. Now, let's go to these first 3 steps. I kid you not. I said this years ago on some podcast. I had to read 100. Actually, you know what? That's actually the second step. I just thought about it. It's actually the second step. The first step was disaster. If it was not for losing everything in Hurricane Ike, I would have never, ever, ever said I wanted more. That's 2008. Never. And then I didn't become a millionaire in 2016. So it took me 8 years. Some of y'all can't do nothing for 8 days. Imagine losing for 8 years, Jerome. Just boom, boom. All right. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? It took me 8 years. And then I didn't even know I was. My taxes said so. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Disaster is step 1.
Okay. You said if it wasn't for you losing everything in 2008 in the hurricane, you would have never
ever decided I wanted more.
Okay.
So step 1 framework in ATS should be the signing. If you're new here, ATS makes it very still the same thing. ATS is like alphabet, and it has all these companies inside of it, like Google and Android and stuff. So sometimes you hear that interchangeable terminology there. Step 1's framework in ATS, without a doubt, Jerome, should be assessing if someone is in a disaster or even needs this disaster framework. Everybody don't need it. Step 2 should be so I'm a computer programmer. So it's like, if then. If this is true, then do this. Else, do that. That's how you write in a program. If you are, let me show you. Don't lie. Do not lie. I'm asking for maximum participation. It is not an embarrassment. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. If you met me and start learning from me in a disaster, however you want to define that, you said, I'm done with this, or I just got out of it and I want more, however that may be, would you please raise your hand, flash your camera, and say something on the mic, please?
Yo, here we go, right here.
All right.
Yes.
Can you see disaster don't give a damn about your generation?
Yep,
or your
sure
race
enough.
or your creed. You understand? That was all walks of life. That was from 22 to 70 something. You understand? Because disaster is obviously completely subjective to you. Completely subjective to you. And if that's the case, when Jerome, we got to take this seriously, because here's the deal. What happens when you're, what'd you say?
I'm still here and I can't stand
that's just what I was about to address. That is exactly what I was about to address. I'm still here. I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. The idea here is to understand that disaster has no respect of person whatsoever. And the first thing we have to do And ATS is help you ease the burden of that disaster. Deal with it like just, you know what, I'm here. It is what it is. And most importantly, well, two things next. So identify that I'm in a disaster. Like step one, I am an addict. Hi, my name is Antonio. I'm an addict. You got to admit it. Like you have to just sit up here and say, you know what? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Because you could be 70, have everything together, and then your house start falling apart. That's a real thing. Kids that came through, tore the damn thing up. They out now buying these new $500,000-$600,000 houses, that they just make in 2 weeks. And here yours is run down because the kids did peed in diapers all over the place and grew up and got reared and stuff. And now you 70 got to start over. That happens 50% of that happens all the time. It really does. It really does.
Or you simply can't get one because you're helping so much.
That's right.
Jesus
That's right.
Christ.
That's right. Now you talking about that's a black thing right there. That's for sure. That's for sure. Most that's 100%. No, that's 100%. Most of my family or people, at least I'm gonna say my family. In my experience, most of the black people that I know don't buy their houses until 65, 70. And if they don't get it then what happens is they wind up living in some retirement community. And if that don't happen, then they living with one of their kids. That's the black experience. You know what I'm saying? It's a black experience. That makes sense. That's because you got redlining and there's so many different factors that have played into this that historically throughout America history. So many different factors. But it makes sense. It makes complete sense. It is complete sense to see. We got this data. We know that 90% of the wealth of the middle class is in their home, and we know black folk ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? We know this already. This is something that's understood. So that's good. So then now she just added a new element. Step two. Well, in that framework, we need to add new echelon. That's levels, right? And nuances. We need to identify the different cultures and systemic problems that may keep someone in their disaster longer. It's different for some people, not different from other people, but it's the truth because you can't treat everybody the same. It doesn't make no sense for me to come to Phil and be like, okay, Phil, first, I need you to accept that you can get through this. Well, Phil been there. He did it already. So I don't need to have a conversation with him. You understand what I'm saying? But I do need to have it with you. It just depends on where you're at. Disaster could be different things for different people. After I got slaughtered in that disaster, the second thing I did was I had to hear somebody else, and it pissed me off. I had to hear somebody else tell me on a network marketing call, stupid calls. I'm still like, this is the only level of unforgiveness I got in my life right now. The same call. Every time I think about it, my chest starts sweating. Every time I think about it, the god doggone charismatic guy got on there and said, if you make $9 an hour in America, that's your fault. First off, okay. F you, buddy, because I make $9 an hour. Okay. Yeah, I make $9 an hour right now. You got me messed up. Okay. You got me messed up. And I was so mad when he said this, because this is a free, America is a free market. And I was mad because it was the truth, but ain't nobody trying to hear the truth. Neither did I admit it was the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like we wasn't having no truth conversation. We was having a victimhood conversation. You understand? And I needed to blame the white man or something for why I couldn't get where I was getting. You know, somebody else, Susan, needs to blame it with me. Somebody else needs to blame. Shit. You know, somebody else needs it. It wasn't me. It ain't my fault. It's somebody else's fault. It can't be my fault because I'm too good. Some of y'all That's your song right now. You singing that song right now. Okay. You sing it every day. You sing it every day. Oh, second thing I had to do, Grace, I had to read 186 self-help books. Not to get better, to stop being arrogant.
This is still a step two.
No, this is framework 2. I kid you not. I had to read 186 self-help books to stop being arrogant, not to learn anything, not to master something. I was so steeped in poverty that I missed anything you would have said to me because I had a realistic reason why that wasn't true. Some of y'all right now, if I call you right now, and I say, I've already done this to some of you people. I say, all right, then, well, I'll tell you what, I've got the sweet deal for you. It's going to cost you $18,000. $18,000. And in a year or two or something, whatever, you'll get back return, and we'll turn the 18,000 into something like 27,000. You go, I'm not going to do that. There is no bank on the planet that's going to let you turn 18,000 into 27,000 in a year. It just don't exist. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And ain't that many vehicles that's going to let you do that. But you didn't hear 46% return on investment. That's not what you heard. You heard, I ain't got it. I just do it all the time in my head. Okay? I ain't got it. That's what you heard. But here's the deal. If I told you, if you were in a different frame, and if I ever came to Monica and said 16,000, get you 27,000. All right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You don't want to hear the details? I'm gonna get it. You doing it? All right, I'm gonna get it. Different frames, different responses. You understand what I'm saying? When some of y'all, I was gonna say it the hood way. Some of y'all tense up. Some of y'all tense up.
You just say asshole clams up.
Something like that.
The sphincter gets tight.
Real tight. Real tight. If I say anything with a comma in it. If I say, okay, Frida, that's what we're gonna do. I want you to spend $99 on this program that's going to help you. Nah, can't do it. Let you give it to me for free. Then she leaves this conversation and goes to Walmart and spend $299. So
That ain't gonna help me at all.
No, you're gonna turn it into a turd, is what you're gonna do. Because everything you bought into Walmart is gonna come out in your toilet. So you take it, tell me how it's not true. You go buy food, you eat it, it's going out in your toilet. That's what you did with your $299. You understand what I'm saying? But for $99, you could have invested in the future. But my point there is frame 2 is important. Because there are people, no matter your age, you're not willing to invest in yourself because that's not what you hear. That's not what you see. And if I say invest in yourself, that's not what you hear. You hear I'm charging you. That's what you hear. That's what you hear, and you get offended. You do. You get offended, right? And then you hear, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna feel after I let that money go. And it ain't in my account no more. You hear everything that is not of prosperity. So I had to read 186 books just to stop saying I cannot. And that's the honest to God truth. I meet most people in life, forget this company, in life, right there in framework 2. Doesn't matter the age. Right there in framework 2. And here's the ultimate test for you. This is the ultimate test. The ultimate test is we have, I was going to do a hypothetical example. Let's use a realistic example. There's nobody here that doesn't know I get money. It's foolish if you don't think this, because you've seen it, you know it. It is what it is. It's impossible. It's possible not to. I dominate the first 30 pages of Google. This is too easy. And right now, the new mastermind is $547. I'm not trying to say you. I just want you to see something. It don't cost $547. It's one of my $500,000 programs, but this is a $200,000 version, $547. And you thinking about it, that's the dumbest thing you can possibly do. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, what is the opportunity cost? That's an actual term of this $547. You take you out the equation. You take me out the equation, and you say, okay, is there a better opportunity in my experience for $547 to get to $500,000? Because one of the master courses in there is step-by-step guide to $500,000. That's minimum. And you're supposed to say, well, okay, let me think about this for a second. In my current existence, in my current experience, in my current reality, do I have an opportunity that will yield me something more than $547 for $547? And you sit back and you objectively monitor your life. See, this you do not do this. You can't tell me you do this. You do not, because you got $5,000. No, you got $25,000 worth of clothes in your closet right now that you have not worn in a decade, that you can easily do a garage sale for, or go on eBay and get $547. But you don't think like me because we're not in the same frame. I would sell them shoes from freshman year so quick. You know what I'm saying? That couch that need to be gone, get out of here real quick. This is nothing for me because I'm not attached to anything. I'm not attached to anything. What you're supposed to say is, all right, $547 can give me this. Like, this is the remember, I'm trying to tell you reframe. And if you can't do that, then 5,000, 50,000, 200,000, don't matter. If you're intimidated by $547, you're intimidated by $54. You know what I'm saying? If I say $547 get you a brand new house, you'd be like, yeah, let me get it. Because society has told you having a house is a good deal. That's a bad deal, actually. It is actually a really bad deal to have a house in today's age. It was a fantastic job when Sister Booker was getting raised by her mama and her grandmother was out there, teaching her mama cooking, beets and stuff, preserving stuff in a jar. It's a fantastic idea. But if you own a house now, I don't care how old you are, you feel it now. They have devalued the dollar so much, it's not even funny. It makes no sense to own a house today. I know you see the memes. Oh, you renting, you could have had this. Makes no sense to own a house today. If you want to own a house, there's only one real way to do it. Create a vehicle and somebody else pay your mortgage. It's the truth. It's the truth. And if you're in a position where you have a mortgage, no worries. How much is your mortgage? $2,000 a month. All right, then. How many $20, $200 sales do you need to get to for $200 a month? And you go, well, just 20. Okay, you need 20 sales. What can you
better have money on the hand too for all the repairs and everything else that has to go on.
show by rights? So let's
Leasing,
go ahead.
renting, they pay for that.
That is right. That is absolutely right.
Unless
We just go hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gonna go ahead and say 5,000. This we get 2,000, but you need 5,000. Because she's right. She that's that wisdom. You understand? And the faucet didn't stop fauceting. And you got to do something about that. You know, somebody done drove into your mailbox, and since you own that, you got to pay for that. You can't get no mail. You know, unless you pay for that.
AC go out. Lord have mercy.
Oh Lord, you talking like somebody in the South?
Lord,
Sure.
yes.
Yeah, man, that's
Help
for
us
sure.
all.
Yeah, buddy. The South would not be populated without air conditioning. I can assure you. I can assure you. That is for sure. Whoever invented air conditioning worked outside. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's for sure. Nevertheless, doesn't make sense to own no house. I know this is against everything you taught, but I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to say $547 for a house. You'd be like, but that's actually the trap. Let me tell you why. Because $547 gets you in the house. Now you got, well, let's say the house is $250,000 in Texas. That's nice. It's a nice house in Texas. Taxes are cheap. That's still $3,000 in taxes a year. So you just traded $547 for $3,000 in taxes. Can I keep going? Still cost of living. That's still $3,000 a month. So that's 3,000 times 12, 36,000. So now you at 39. You just traded $547 for $39,000 a month. I mean, a year. Now you got to eat, huh? You already had to eat, but now you really got to eat now that you got the house. And then, of course, utilities. So that 547, when I said 547 for a new house, everybody was like, yep, that makes sense. No, the hell it don't. It don't make sense. You're trading 547 for 43,000 a year. It's never good to lose money, but I would rather pay 547 and it don't work and just lose 547 before I gain negative 43,000. I'm in a different frame. So I think completely different. Because buying a house is not an asset, it's a liability. So you're supposed to say, is this a liability, is an asset? Okay, the 547. Is there something here that I can get my 547 back? And if you say, yes, I get my 547 back, then you got to say, well, how long will that take? And you say 30 days. And if that's the case, this is a no-brainer. You understand what I'm saying? But y'all don't think properly. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the frame you're in. This isn't you. This isn't your fault. Yeah, okay. I got you. I just read your message, Renee. This isn't a matter of intelligence. This isn't a matter of your character. This is a matter of okay, let me do it this way, because I did it the other day, but I still don't think y'all get it. So I'm going to do it again. In order to have wealth, write this down. You must already have wealth. This is what they're not telling you. In order to have wealth, you must already have wealth. I know you heard me say it last week, but I need to give it to you again. In order to have wealth, you must already have wealth. That means, Frida, if you don't have wealth, you ain't never getting wealth. It also means the threshold for having wealth is having wealth. And if you don't come from wealth, you're never going to get wealth. This is not up for negotiation. This is the blood it costs for wealth is other wealth. It's all that American dream stuff is a lie. It's been a lie. It's always been a lie. It's always been a lie. Hey, leave your country, come over here. And your dream should be to be in debt and manage it well in the middle class. It has never been the truth. The American dream has always been, Sister Booker, come on through and manage your debt well and die and pay a death tax. That's always been the American dream. Always. It's always been a lie. Period. I ain't gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you, it's always been a lie. So we don't, that's not the life we want. You know what I'm saying? And nobody in the middle class ever got wealthy. There's something you think businesses make you wealthy. They don't. You're here to start a business, but businesses don't make you wealthy. Turning your business into an investment makes you wealthy. That's why most of these companies go public. It's the money, making money, that makes you wealthy. It's not the business. Jeff Bezos is not wealthy because he started Amazon. Jeff Bezos is wealthy because people buy shares into Amazon. If that ain't make no sense, I can't help you no more than what I just did.
That made too much sense.
Right? That's the difference. That's the big difference there. That is the huge difference there. So if you don't have wealth, you're not gonna get wealth. I should say she felt that. So then now you get, I'm gonna show you. God dog it, Facebook. I mean YouTube. You better not hit me with a copyright, YouTube. Better not. But I have to, but it's okay, because I'd rather get hit with a copyright about this. So I can get you to see something. I'd rather get hit with a copyright about this than not. And it's gonna do it. God dog it. There is this the only problem streaming on. It's gonna do it. I know it is. There's a classic movie I know Phyllis Sue's never remembers. It's called The Network. Came out like 1972. You know what? Forget that copyright. Y'all need to hear this. Y'all need to hear this. That's all right. You absolutely need to. You absolutely need to hear this, because Jerome, I want y'all to listen to this. I want you to know this movie came out, I said 1972 or 76. I want you to know this movie came out in 1976. Everybody hear me? Mm-hmm. I want you to know this movie came out in 1976. I want you to know that. I want you to feel it in your spirit. And then I want you to say to yourself,
I saw that movie.
Bro, I read, just a good movie, man. It's a
Still
good
mad
movie.
as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's it, Jerome.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Network. It's called The Network, and Jerome literally just quoted. It's called The Network. This dude was getting fired. Anyway, I'm not even gonna ruin the movie for you. I need you to get this for a second. 1976. See how much it applies to today.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67.
You've got to say,
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Herb?
CGG, Atlanta.
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Herb?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted?
But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up, get up, get up out of your chair.
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother lode!
Stick your head out of the window, open it, then stick your head out and keep yelling and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to
Where
the
you
window.
going? I want to see if anybody's
Just go
yelling.
to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna
take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take this anymore!
That's worth the copyright hit, god dog it. That is worth it. Tell me how that don't apply to today. How we not still in the depression? Is our food fit to eat? Did it get fitter? Is the newscaster still telling us about how 65 people that died yesterday? They can't wait to tell us the death rate in Chicago. Ain't nothing changed. It just got worse. Ain't nothing changed, just gotten worse. And I'm telling you how to get out of it. If you don't have wealth, you ain't never getting out of it. So how do you get wealth? You got to have a labor force. The only thing on planet Earth that creates wealth is a labor force. Don't take my word. Let's look at world history. Forget American history. Let's look at world history. Can everybody name for me the superpowers of this world, please? I'll start with one, Russia. Can somebody give me another one?
China.
China. Give me another one.
U.S.
America. Thank God for the industrial age. Great Britain. Yep. About it, huh? If there's another one,
Germany.
ain't too many. Germany. Every last one of them had slave labor, child labor. I dare you to go inside your world history and think about when these places became world powers, when America was pumping out iron during the industrial age and became the leader in the world in iron and steel. They had children working in factories.
That's right.
That's 100%. Because the only way to create wealth in a capitalistic society is to have a labor force, keep that money, and pay pennies on a dollar. You understand? Whether it been from the African slave trade, whether it been from child labor, and everybody benefited from the African slave trade, even the Catholic Church. Nobody not benefited except for black people. You understand? This is the honest to God truth. But think about this. If it was free labor, it's a world power now. This is true. So I'm trying to get you to see something. I'm trying to get you to see, they saying, Phil, go to school. Be nice. Don't push too far. Don't drive too fast. Get a job. Be okay. And when Phil said, nah, I'm gonna start jobs, they treated him like a black person. I don't know another way to say it. he was a punk in the streets, is what that's, you know what I'm saying? When you started, it's cool to start a company now. When you start a company in the 70s, you a riffraff. You a knucklehead. You understand what I'm saying? So you need a labor force. And if you don't have a labor force, you're part of someone else's labor force. It's why anybody part of my labor force, I tell them you can't be part of my labor force. They've all had that conversation. Just had this conversation last night. We all had that conversation. This is what you have to do. You must have what Damali at. Damali was like, man, I'm ready, programming. And what I told you, Damali, tell them what I told you.
Yeah, you told us to get these skills and get something that's gonna pay us 6 figures for the skills. And we have to have our own thing, period.
Because your job is to have your own labor force. And the fastest, easiest way today to get your own labor force, Russell Brunson basically created it. He made it easy. A sales funnel for $99 a month. That's it. Or do a YouTube video and then let YouTube's technology be your labor force. Monetize
Antonio,
your videos. Yes, sir.
In one of the calls that I was listening to, you were talking about the dynamics of money and power, and you said if you pay someone $400 and just buy their house, let's use the absurdist. Okay, just $400, I'm gonna buy your house. You're basically telling him that he cannot live in his house because your money has the power to kick him out, right?
Facts.
But that only applies if that money is from unearned income.
Right.
Because guess what? Let's go by my work. I charge you $900 for a book. Okay. Now, if I am buying from someone something and I'm paying them $900, I'm not giving them money. I'm basically saying, hey, I'm going to work. I'm going to write a book. So basically, I'm going to slave away to get these tokens to give to you. So basically, I'm working for you now so I can buy this stuff, this iPhone, this laptop from you. So what I'm buying for $900, I'm not buying it for $900 really. I'm working $900 worth of hours of my time and energy. I'm putting that work in to get something from them. So as long as it's not unearned, as long as it's earned income from my hours, I'm not giving someone money and taking them out of their house. I'm literally working for them, thousands of dollars worth of work, so I can collect enough money to give it to them, so then I can get that shirt or those pairs of shoes or that car. But only if it is unearned income can I say, hey, I didn't even work for this money. I'm going to give it to you. Get out of your house. It's power only when you're not working for it and it's just coming to you. Otherwise, you're just trading time for money. There's no power in that.
100%. 100%. And your job is to get all your earned money. Every time you do something, this is what makes you wealthy. Every time you do something, if you say, I write a book for $900, that's earned income. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And then you take that $900 and you put it in some vehicle you created and go get unearned income with it. And the more unearned income you have, the more you create wealth. That's why you need a vehicle, which is a labor force. So then you say, well, how do I get a labor force then? You got to have resources. And if you don't have resources, then you can't afford a labor force or compensate a labor force. If you don't have that, you can never get to wealth. The reason why, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to hit this and jump out real quick of this here. The reason why I enjoy these conversations, Susan, I never say nothing though, but I enjoy them. I enjoy them. They say, well, so why are, I'm about to bring up race, so don't get uncomfortable. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, Black people need to do better and stuff. Well, I hear you. I got you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what's happening? And I have to break down what's happening. Black people have been systematically etched out of resources. Doesn't matter. Housing, water, doesn't matter. This lawed out of it. To forever, listen to me well, to forever be the permanent labor class of America. Now, before you trip, listen. And now they doing white folk like that. Rewind, press play. Systematically. See, that was the punchline, Jerome. Yeah, I ain't really care about the Black folk line. I wanted you to know they doing it to everybody now. Systematically. There was no labor force in America. Well, go get one. It started with indentured servants, people from Asia. This is world history. Building railroads. They said we need a better one. Get the Africans. And then 1612, put the doctrine of exclusion. All people who are as dark as Antonio or anything like it would be excluded from the labor and fruits of white folk. Doctrine of exclusion, you look it up yourself. And that's been that way. But forget all that. They're doing you like that now. And they're using reasons. They're using reasons. They say, well, Susan overqualified. See, I don't want to see. I'm trying to tell you about your framework because I need you to build this all in your companies. I'm trying to tell you, they can't say, well, Susan is Black. No. They say, she's too expensive. She's overqualified.
Oh, how do you overqualified?
That's who I want. I want anybody overqualified for any position. Overqualified means I don't want to pay you your worth. Overqualified. See, I don't want. When I say Susan is overqualified, I'm saying I can't pay her pennies on the dollar. She effing up my labor force. That's what. Deep down, you know I'm true. Deep down, you know it's true. You overqualified, and they can't wait. They can't wait to say, well, Phil, the contract you asked for is, they can't wait. They cannot wait because the goal is to permanently put you in the labor class. And then guess what we do? We start companies to get out the labor class with our labor mindsets. And now our companies act just like the labor class. So this is what we're talking about. You understand? This is what we're talking about. So I want you to build your, if you selling quilts, everything I say today applies. If you selling quilts, you understand? One of the smartest things I ever seen somebody do was Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle was cooking sweet potato pies in her kitchen for her family, probably for 60-something years. And Patty said, you know what? I'm gonna make Walmart my labor force. That's one of the smartest things I ever seen. I'm not lying. That's what that way. This and then and everybody went, let me go try it. And it ain't, she cooked a good sweet potato pie. It tastes like my grandmother's. I was expecting it to be garbage because it don't taste like nothing that's supposed to be in the store. What she did was she used science and chemistry to mix up the perfect formula. Said, don't y'all mess up my stuff. She ain't cooking none of them pies no more. She got other folk mixing and chemistry and stuff. And then said, Walmart, you do it. peach cobbler and all that stuff. It's one of the smartest things I've ever seen. One of the smartest things I've ever seen.
Like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that till he was like 64 or something. He was way past 40. He was way, so it ain't too late. He was way past 40. That's a great example, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah, great example. Way past 40. He is an inspiration. I want to tell you this. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to close with that. Let me get Dan, unmute your mic. Tell everybody who you are. And then Jasmine, if you want to talk, you can unmute your mic and tell everybody who you are right after him. Go ahead, Dan, however you want to do it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dan. I have a small sales background, and I was given this invite to jump on this call, and I'm just super excited. I appreciate the opportunity to work with you fine folk and, just learn and grow. I appreciate the opportunity. So thank you for having me.
There it is, no doubt. Come on, y'all, unmute your mics to clap for him, please. Now, Dan, tell them what you're going to do here.
I'm going to be the top salesman.
All right, there it is. Now you unmute your mic.
All right, now, Dan.
Awesome. Yeah, he say, listen, you salespeople, thank you so much. I appreciate you, but I'm here for your spot now. I'm here for your spot now. There you go. That's what he's supposed to say. Every time somebody say, so Phil, what do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, with your job.
Friendly competition.
That's it. Being your boss. That's absolutely correct. Good. And then you want to introduce Jazz before I have no idea she want to talk. I want to be like church. Be like, we got any guests? Would you please stand? And I don't want to do you like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to do you like that. But go ahead. You want to tell her who she is.
I don't mind speaking.
Okay, there you go. Well, come on in.
Hi, guys. My name is Jasmine. I'm in the entertainment business. I professionally model and act. To be honest, I was updated about this meeting yesterday. I didn't really know what it was about. And I'm extremely intrigued because all my life, I always realized I hate working for people. I'm half Jamaican, half Puerto Rican. So growing up, I literally had about 5 to 6 jobs, like consistently on a regular basis. So now that I'm like older and I realized that that's not something I want to do. I've actually started creating my own brand and I want to come out with a label. And I feel like this team would be a great starting point for me because I feel like I'm all over the place. And I feel like recently I just kind of want to slow down and break down my steps of creating this successfully. And I'm extremely happy and excited to, be a part of you guys.
Yes, and let me tell you something.
Yeah, honey, come on in. Look, come on in, because we be all over the place, but right on time. It's a good day to show up. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I want y'all to go. And so this is what it is. Y'all know how we are. We're a very sharing community. I want y'all to go follow her Instagram. Now, I will tell you, she is drop dead gorgeous. Don't slide in her DMs. All right, don't slide in her DMs. Let her make it. Okay, let her make it. Drop dead gorgeous.
Thank you.
And she's got the it factor. She has the look. She has the ick factor. When she said I'm a model, I don't want y'all to a fashion model. I don't want y'all to think she was playing. I want you to know that. Hold on, here it is right. Is that her? Yep, here it is right here. She's serious. She came through in these streets. You understand? This is what she do. Fashion. They fly her around the world to take photos. You understand? Don't she look like a runway model? Yeah, absolutely.
You go, girl.
She got the whole look. So I just sent y'all her Instagram. Go ahead and give her a follow. And yes, just don't stay out of inbox.
Excuse me, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
So I don't want to break the party, but the third step, is that where we're gonna start tomorrow? Because I think I'm only at 2 unless I lost something somewhere.
Just 2. I just gave you the 2. The most important. The third step was understanding that you need to create a labor force.
Okay.
And your customers need to create a labor force. It's the first thing you got to tell them. It doesn't matter what you're buying. It doesn't matter. Let's say you're buying an Apple phone. Then your framework needs to have the best apps and the best software that your phone can become that labor force for that customer. That's step 3. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? The phone become a labor force for that customer. So they keep buying your phone because even if they don't understand it, Your phone makes their life easier. It makes them make money.
So do we get to learn how to build these apps and things with you, or
yes, sir? Absolutely. That's part of all that programming and all that stuff. Yep, absolutely.
All right, just checking.
Yes, well, no, you just checking well. Grace, you're going to. Oh, go ahead, Dan. I was actually going to bring you up right after this. I want you to send Grace a private message on Zoom and give her your number. She's going to onboard you and stuff.
Okay, awesome. My question was around funnels. Is that a primary, your primary like advertising platform, like funnels, or to get people to buy?
Everything here is in some sort of funnel, as all of y'all businesses should be, because it's an invisible person walking your people to the next level. So right now there's 25 people on this call, y'all on 25 different levels.
Yeah.
And since I can't call every last one of you, you need to, if you hit the podcast needs to put you to the morning call or whatever, right? Somewhere. This is why this is the ATS universe. If you catch us on Medium, then you need to find us on LinkedIn. You need to bump around here. And I've got it set up to where, oh yeah, there it is. There's her handle right there. Plus I dropped a link too to make it easier for you. I've got it set up to where intentionally I'm making sure that we give so much value away that you go out there and you're like, oh man, they didn't give me what I got over there. And that was on a free call. You know what I'm saying? And blah, 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 blah. So let me wrap this up because we got a 10:30. You got enough information now. I can't tell you how to build the 3,000 steps to your frame, for your framework, for your company, because your company is just your fingerprint. I can't tell you what to do with your fingerprint. You understand? But I want you to go from the beginning. I gave you the three most important. I gave you number one, I'm in a disaster. Most people will be, most won't. How do you know most people are going to be in a disaster? 96% of the world is not making 1% of the world's income. It's just statistics. This is the good thing about data. If 1% of the world controls 96% of the world's income, it means a whole 4% of people are doing well. The 96 are in a disaster. You understand? It's just that simple. Now, some people know how to make that disaster look good. I know Black folks struggle. It's honest to God truth. Get on they just so they won't be seen struggling. I know a man and they had no food. Every day, he would go for a week and grill some onions. You know how good that smell, huh? Grill some onions, season them, and then he would do it every day just to make it seem like he was cooking every day. We know how to make the struggle look good. You know we do. You know we do. You understand. Some of y'all have no idea how you're getting your water bill paid this month, but you sure gonna look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? This time the goal is actually be good. Make sure you get Dan's number. Outstanding. Now, lastly, or second to lastly, after that disaster, he said, all right, got you. Are you arrogant though? Because if you have lack, well, I know, let me tell you what arrogant is. Arrogant is not receiving new information. So if you lack in an area, you stop receiving new information in that area. Do you understand? That's tough. I know it is, but it's facts. It doesn't make you arrogant as in the way we hijack the word. It means if you lack, it means you ain't got no good seeds there. And if you ain't got no good seeds, you keep planting lack seeds. You need to learn something new in that area. Go ahead.
Now, is needing to learn something new in that area, that's step 3 of the framework?
That's 2.
Oh, we're still in 2.
That's 2. I
Okay.
just worded it differently.
Oh.
I just worded it differently. That's the 186 books I had to read. Yeah, just to open my mind up, right? I just worded it differently. I'm just trying to, I'm doing my sermon close. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, restating that. If you have lack, it means you're planting lack, which means you're destroying yourself. It's not that nobody says, you know what? My name is Phoenix, and I'm gonna destroy myself today. No, that's not what you said. You said I'm a model, and I'm out here. I got a bunch of irons in the fire. Which iron do I need? And that bunch of irons in the fire, she needs someone that says, okay, listen, here's your most profitable one. Plant that one. And if you're not doing that, it means you keep doing it your way. Amen. Ashe. This is what it is. Do you understand? You keep doing it your way, and your way ain't paying the bills. Let the Lord use you. It's the truth. It's not paying the bills. And then thirdly, you need to have a labor force because you ain't getting well. Your company is a lie. It ain't the American dream. It ain't going to do nothing for you until it becomes a labor force. Here's how Robert Kiyosaki book says it in Cash Flow Quadrant, to follow up to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It says it far more professionally. It says that in the B and I quadrant, a business owner, business works for him. That's what he says. I'm telling it to you like you need to hear it. It's a labor force. The business is a slave. It is child labor. It is slave labor, shutting up and doing what Dolores told it to do. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's what it is. That's what it is. Those are the most important 3. After that, you're on your own. Your business needs to become a labor force now. So some of you should have said, I got to redo my whole business. And I'm so glad you did. Your business needs to become a labor force, because if Dolores is always doing interviews, she's the labor force. But if Dolores is running those interviews 16 times a day over 4 social networks, them social networks is her labor force now. You do something once, you run it 16 times. Y'all will do an interview and act like a celebrity and don't wear the same outfit twice. That interview need to be seen once a day. You hear me? The algorithm ain't gonna let me see it the first time you do it anyway. You might as well post it again. You understand what I'm saying? We all got that, them clothes. We all got that one chair. They got all our clothes on it. Grace says it's in there. Y'all don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It just laying across there. It's just laying across there, right? You know what I'm saying? You use it you do that every day. Might as well let me see your interview every day. You understand? All right, so here's my closing thoughts for you. This is what I've been building in ATS, and this is what we've been working on. And I've reverse engineered how I became a millionaire, and now what I'm doing, it's very hard. It takes a while. I'm saying, okay, put people in this step, this step, this step, this step. Now what happens is these steps break down because the people don't always do right by the steps. You understand what I'm saying? So the steps break down, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No worries. So then you got to figure out how to build a framework around the people breaking the steps down. Every time there's a leak, build a framework around that leak. And that's all you got to do. If you are looking for all right, man, just give me the answer, ain't one. I'm sorry. Not until I write the book about it. It ain't gonna be no answer. All right. When I write the book, it'll be an answer. The most important thing said thus far is understanding that this game is not set up for you to win. Your governments, all of them, have decided winning for you is putting you in the highest tax bracket possible. Every government on the planet. I don't care if it's communism or socialism or republicism. That's not a word, but anyway, every democracy is what I was looking for, right? Every single government says, Dolores, now I want you here, the highest tax bracket possible. Dolores says, I'm gonna start a company. Okay, I got tax brackets for that too. They all want you part of the labor force. Why? Name me another constitutional way the government makes money. Taxes. The only constitutional way the government gets to profit is taxes. So why on earth would they let you out of the only way they can make money? It makes sense when somebody break it down like that, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Your job is to say, you right, government. Now you fit to be my labor force. And you work it like that. Hope this has been a help for you. Dan, we'll call you right after this. You call him right after this. And Jasmine, I'm glad we follow each other. I love everything you do. So keep it up. From everybody, do not under any circumstances go silently in the night. You were born to be rich, as the late Bob Proctor says. And I'm telling you, abundance is your birthright. And the only way you are ever going to get rich is you stop being humble and you start making labor forces. And be wise, like Ibrahim said. It's okay to be in someone else's labor force and then take their money, take Antonio's money and put it outside of Antonio's network into your own network that gives you unearned income. Anybody telling you different is trying to be your pimp. Straight up. Your job is to take everything I teach you, everything I give you, you take it out of this economy and you go start your own. You keep what's in this economy, what's supposed to be here. Something's supposed to be here so it can keep flipping. But it only flips so you can take it out. Because everything I do goes right back into real estate. Hell, I take my own money out my own economy.
Yes.
So you ought to be doing the same thing. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you all so much. We will see you at 10:30 for our esoteric call, which is going to be worse than this one. I do appreciate you. Love you all. And we will see you next time. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you more.